Now, if you ask anyone who's raced here, they'll tell you, nowhere in the world is more important to get a high qualifying position than here on the windy, chicaney, challenging streets of Monaco. We're about to set the grid for tomorrow's race, but potentially for the end of the race too. So welcome along, everyone, to the Monaco Grand Prix qualifying.
Here we are, the Monaco Grand Prix is officially underway, and we already will finish off 2-1 and 2-2, so the third off in 2-1 it has a Hülkenberg, Franco, Paul, Duwan, and Liam Lawson are out in 2-1 and in 2-2. Gabriel Bortoletto, Crawford, Oliverman, Otto Piat, Newton Tanona, and Alex Albon are out, and that's a shame for Newton Tanona and Otto Piat. I wonder what had happened between them both in the 2-2 that they ran into problems, and I definitely think it had nothing to do with us. That was the issue anyway, and here is the performance chart. We are not too shabby. It's safe to say we are the fourth best team behind Ferrari, Mercedes, and the most are quite competitive with each other. So obviously we need to try and just put in a good performance in, made up for everything has happened in Imola for this Monaco Grand Prix. And we now top the line is the professional pole. For Miyata, we got our third professional pole in Monaco, our second professional pole of the season, and of course for Miyata Tonga, but we have that in Saudi Arabia, and unfortunately it has been taken off by none the other Max Verstappen. So here in the second one of Tuesday, we went ahead and pulled off double purple sector despite hitting a really small bit of a wall. Just a tiny bit, wasn't that bad. But I'm surprised with Malo to not to lose a lot of the time as we now about to clock the line. It's going to be another fastest lap, 5/10 faster than Charles Leclerc, and well ahead to another third one again, bump into the wall, shield Malo to pull a purple sector 2, and that is incredible. Purple sector, yellow sector 1, purple sector 2. What is the result will be? Are we still on the pole position, or we just missed it out to Charles Leclerc at another fastest lap on the Monaco, and it seems like no one have beaten Miyata at the pole position. From the time in Miyata for the third time in his career, and of course for the team it's going to be incredible. Hopefully a successful return, and of course Matt completed behind Miyata. Good. That is the event for Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Second place for Matt, and third place goes to Charles Leclerc, the home hero. Let's see what the Monaco Grand Prix will look like, and we just let it go underway.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That's how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars will climb around 40 metres up the hill, past the casino, and then descend towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of 19 corners, and don't expect to see much overtaking here today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Ritomo Miyata lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Pierre Gasly and Sainz, Antonelli, Stroll, Fernando Alonso and Alex Albon, Tsunoda, Behrman, Esteban Ocon and Crawford, Bortoletto, Lawson, Jack Doohan and Paul Aaron, Colapinto, Hulkenberg, Hadja and Oscar Piastri rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'll give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. Now you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
Well, you've got to be prepared, Crofty. Before you even step foot inside the car, you've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y, or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential before you get in the car.
Right, this track needs a lot of downforce, so it won't have as much top speed. The good news though is that it's going to make our DRS even more effective than normal. Try to make the most of it in the race and quali if you can.
2 things first, you said the other to be our advantage. How come we in the lead on the pole position? No, the other to be helping us out after unless we manage to get lapped at tar or something. And secondly, Lance Roll and Miyata. They are very competitive with each other, as we can see what David has been talking about. So it's been very interesting to see how the race will unfold. And thirdly and fourthly, is that Piastri got a massive penalty slapped on him, but his component two, not that the last place. P22 from P12 is a shame, and Miyata had managed to get 3 tenths faster than Max Verstappen. How on earth have we managed to pull it off? I mean, last season Miyata was solid about Monaco, but this season is a lot better performative. Is there a big progress over Miyata? I think there is. I like to think there is, that we all have now lined up to the way. We are slightly tilted towards Max Verstappen. We want to try to get the good start ahead of him to make sure he doesn't try anything, because he can definitely send you on the outside line, but we are the only one on a medium. But let's see how this Monaco rampant and it now underway with Miyata. Fantastic start. Matt did not get the start he wanted, now lined up side by side with Charles Leclerc at it now drawing with Matt to be staying behind, but can he sneak by? No, he does not. Charles Leclerc had taken the second place at his home rampant, and his teammate at the LA down P7. Miyata teammate Lance Roll down P8 with Musa Sonona in P10. I believe he must have had a good start as well, but he was not in top 10 actually, and we got brought to that. So the starting making a move on Jack Torford. I'm like, yes, he is Jack Torford now. So it'll be side by side going about the slowest hairpin of the season, and it's so annoying out there to a pro to make mistakes. If you slightly overextend though, going to the more by accident, and we got the Piastri have already start making the pro though 2 places up from P22 up to P20. But how long can he manage to get there? I mean, we're still early in the stage, so maybe Piastri find some performative, find the best form, and with the track fit, which I am very much stated unlikely, but Monaco doesn't enable any overtaking opportunity, unlike you're brave to go for the move. That is exactly what Monaco is all about, and that's why we know Miyata loves Monaco, but his last season he obviously put on all-time performative like Monaco, overtaking cars on inside and the outside. He's doing everything, and we might not see that today, but of course he is leading the Monaco rampant, and he is doing a pretty solid job so far. It's only lap 2. Let's not get far ahead of ourselves, and we're looking behind to Charles Leclerc, Matt Lando, and Jack Lando are pretty much might be in the contender for the battle for P2, but eventually they will catch up to Miyata because of the tyre differences, so we had to expect the unexpected potentially. And we got Albon, who's in P10 with Ocon down P12, but Ocon got nothing again. The Alex Albon, who is getting on Newton Sonona, and wonder if there's any issue among those motorsport drivers. I don't think Matt got an issue, even though he had one of the worst stars by far this season. I don't know what happened. I know it's definitely something to do with the hard tyre being quite cold, but it's also hard tyre as well. It's cold. But how did he manage? But we probably won't never know, unlike Max Verstappen come down say something about it. But unfortunately, we can definitely confirm Charles is quicker than Miyata, unfortunately, and in lap 5, we tried to try and to the top of the top. We won't try to go on, even though we don't manage to stop strategy about Molotov. We want to think what is the next tire to go on to. I've been debating with my engineer, do you go on hard or do you on stop? I have no idea what is the best plan. And I think Charles got damage the debris fling of his car, and now he is in the pit. Has Charles got a front wing damage? I think he does have a front wing damage. Unfortunately for Charles Leclerc, Matt has inherited second place with Lando Norris in third, and Jacqueline it's nowhere near the top three. I think it's safe to say those top three are in their own world, and they will be battling for that win against Miyata, and a bit snap for Miyata. He managed to stave it out of a more fantastic stave for Miyata. That's showing Xperia what he took to do to make sure he doesn't crash into the wall, but he's on replay. There you go. Charles Leclerc, I think he must have had a locked up, but when you've seen him biting, he had a little snap on the rear. I think he had a locked up and accidentally hitting the back of Miyata, but thankfully we don't know damage. I'm checking right now to see if we got damage, but we haven't got damage, so that's good. But unfortunately with that, Max Verstappen in lap 10 had now caught up and really putting the pressure all over Miyata's gearbox, and we need to try and just save time and not crumble under the pressure that will end badly for Miyata. But he almost made mistake just past there, and now he needs to get it together and just go for the right strategy, which is the right tyre, and go for the right plan, which is try and control the pace. But we don't want him to over-limit his driving, but his driving style is a very kind of questionable. Sometimes, some return perfectly good, some return quite questionable, but so far he hasn't done a bad job. It's still a lap 10, so we've still got another long way to go anyway. But I think we should point out that Ferrari is not doing too shabby. 4 and 5, so they're not doing a bad job. They are clearly trying to improve, but they just don't have a pace to match the top, and that's what's the problem the most. And of course, he's far behind than Lando Norris, and I wonder if Gasly started with the issue, or Carlos side, or both. I wonder what is going on at Ferrari. They're just not that quick or competitive. But in lap 14, I'm taking words out of my own mouth, but it's Gasly had now caught up and joined the party. It's now becoming a top 4 for the win, and now the Monaco, and I know Gasly would love to get his first victory with the Ferrari, and of course in a very, very long time, but I definitely to recall his last victory was over an AlphaTauri in 2021, and it's been approximately 5 years. It's been 5 years since his last victory. So this weekend is something that Gasly would love to try and prove all the haters that they made the right choice signing this man to join the Ferrari, and it's quite nice to see him in the red. But let's see what Gasly took up. Can he pull some move against Lando Norris, against Max Verstappen? He's certainly in one of the fastest cars of his career, but he's been with the worst car by far. But this time around, he got the chance to do something special, and I think Matt kind of tried to put out something, but he definitely put the pressure, but can't seem to make anything happen. And of course, Miyata, Matt, and we have put it, and Miyata are going to go on to stop the tyre, so the strategy is now changed. I was thinking hard, but then I told the engine in the last minute, change it to stop, and hopefully that will give us some opportunity to pull away and just hold on to the lead for and extending the gap to Max Verstappen, and of course that has pitted as well. So I wonder if that are going for the strategy plan against Lando Norris, and we've got a flat going up. It's a smoke. There's a smoke. It's Carlos side. Oh no. Carlos side got smoked coming up the top, and then point out to Max Verstappen the massive snap. I'm wondering what happened to Max Verstappen with that snap. But he got freestyle by the smoke or something, and we got Miyata unfazed by everything that's been happening as he's overtaken Carlos side, and he's about to go overhead and overtake the bar, and Alton inside the tunnel where the gap was almost 90 centimeters. He managed to pull it off and went ahead and overtaken Alton and closing the gap onto Alex Dalbert. I think it's safe to state to stop time it's hitting in really nicely now. We need to take the advantage of it because the London we spend time behind Albon, given Ocon chance to catch up, which also allowed Matt to try and overtake and get back into the party for the win. So Ocon definitely stayed out of that journey, and here is the replay of lap 15. Not safety car, another flat of Carlos size smoke, as you can see, almost towards the incident with many cars, well, 2 cars that I've seen so far, but of course, not only, and we draw one of the aftermarket directly, I believe that will be using Tanona. So as you can see, still going on for ages, have not pulled over. This is the spot he should have pulled over, but there's a runaway area, which they've all contact, that the not one made the contact with Ocon, and we can see, well, we can see actually some Matt Verstappen, he had no idea where to go, and here is another replay of Matt's snap, and I don't know if that's because of him over driving it, or it's because Carlos size smoke, tired of gave him the where is he, what's happening. I have no idea what caused him to snap, but that helped me out to unlock because that given some space, so that's good, but it'd be really a bit of a shame if Matt end up crashing out or something, because I'm one to see Miyata having battle with Matt Verstappen. We really not to see it, of course, try not to repeat what happened to Singapore, so them both will not like each other in that way for sure. So they came together, all because Miyata's fault, unfortunately, but hopefully that won't be repeated here in Monaco, and we got slower in P8 start back at the original position, but we still got, I believe, 2 cars have not pitted, which is Ocon and Borton at toe. So slow, to do something about that and maybe move up 2 plays, which he did. He's now up to P6 in lap 17, and we got Miyata have now taken the lead in lap 80, and Lando Norris is coming now. He's behind Matt. Gasly have beaten Lando Norris. Wow, fantastic job from Pierre Gasly. He has managed to pull off an undercut on Lando Norris. That is wild. I didn't think he had it in him. I thought there was no chance due to the fact they were stuck behind Ocon. Let me remind you, they were stuck behind Ocon for quite a while, and we just see the gap from Matt Verstappen over Lee Sutton, and I believe that has something to do with Ocon, including the stop tyre, but with far forward than lap 23, and Matt Verstappen has returned back and closed the gap onto Miyata, and it's about time that stop tyre is started to be bad, to be rotten, to be worn out. So Miyata needs to look after it and get into the pit to put a hard tyre and go all the way to the end. That is the plan. For Miyata and Matt have tried to get the move on the inside of that hairpin to try to pull it off. It's too risky to do it. You can definitely make to the contact to someone, which is obviously it. Miyata is also to make contact with the tyre behind, but he might have to brake quite early to avoid collision. So thankfully that had not happened. So Miyata is just trying to control the pace, and it's actually becoming far for the win. Kimi at the end is joining the party, and we have Laura not that far back. He could be also joining the party. It would be quite exciting and see how this one might turn out. And we got Matt Verstappen standing on the inside. What a move from Matt, but he does not have it. Miyata spotted it and defended it leading well, but giving some space, going leading well and turn the car beautifully. But here's another opportunity. Matt sending one to them, but Miyata not giving him any chance of getting the fantastic defense. For Miyata, he's like a 30th Van Dyer in Liverpool, absolutely stopped it more, holding everything back. Brilliant work for Miyata. I'm proud of him for actually managed to hold back Matt Verstappen for majority of the Monaco plan. He was doing it with Charles Leclerc. He didn't quite last long. It lasted long, Matt and Miyata last longer, and they on some different world right now. I think it's pretty much down to them both. I can't see Gasly try to get involved because it'd be really dangerous if Gasly made a mistake. It's not to the end well for Max Verstappen, that is for sure, but we got launched, though it now gets it involved inside the DRS range. There's an opportunity for Stroll to get at the end. They've been leading on. It managed somehow pull off the strategy where to allow Stroll to get into the podium, and of course leaving Miyata alone, and we got Max Verstappen coming up the inside, but I think he made the contact, yet he did. They breached it, cleaned up, they got an unplay damage, and now Miyata and Max Verstappen has pitted, and Gasly has taken the lead of the Monaco long point, and we got Stroll, who's in P4, accidentally P3, Lando in P2, and Max Verstappen has unfortunately got a broken wing, which is shot for Max Verstappen. That two victims that hit him into Miyata back end. So I don't know what's happening right there. We need to find a replay, and Miyata coming out of the pit. I think that was quite a controversial one, but you can see he's rushing it out quickly, holding back over. I think he might have got into trouble, or I don't know. I haven't heard anything from the FIA, so I think Miyata might be safe, but we are on board with Max Verstappen and Gabriel Bortoleto. Unfortunately, Max is stuck behind Bortoleto, and here's a replay of Max Verstappen into the showing state, and there is the hit into Miyata's car, and I definitely say Miyata did brake quite early, but that's because he knows his tyre is in no good condition, but if he brakes a little bit later than that, basically the normal braking zone, he will definitely be locked up and potentially hit into the wall, because he's got no confidence in the tyre. So it's quite a questionable one, but there was no action towards the Miyata situation. So unfortunately, fortunately for Matt, for Miyata to get away with it, unfortunately for Matt, he's been losing a lot of his place and time as well, but he's stuck behind JBL Bortoleto. But we got launched, it's really a really good chance to get potential top 5. It's been really good for him to get top 5, but would be a podium. We had both of them together, that'd be an incredible achievement, to be honest. But you still have to pick, though the chance of him being top 5 is unlikely since he was in P6 before Matt and we had to pick it. So I don't know what we can say about that, but in lap 27 we caught up to Fernando Alonso, fantastic exit on the inside of Fernando Alonso to get the move on Fernando Alonso, and looks like we did manage to pull it off and overtake Fernando, top the corner. Oh no, Fernando made a mistake with the return of Miyata. Or with it yourself, I mean, to be fair, Miyata cleared him, and Fernando was in much better position. Miyata he was hugging the inside line, which would be a fairly bad outcome if he does not control it really well, where Fernando on the outside line would have better advantage. So I don't know what happened to Fernando, but that was a close one for him, and we've been talking, Miyata's been talking to his engineer, Mark, about everything, trying to be aware of what's going on, because we have to think about Lando Norris. Pierre Jack is leading the Monaco, so we want to try and think, okay, we need to try to push a little bit so we can try and make sure that Jack is not doing anything, and actually Jack has pitted, I believe Lando is now leading the Monaco plane, and with the go ahead up to P2 Jack, now I think it's coming really well, so Lando hasn't pitted, Jack has pitted, so now Lando Norris will be leading, but it might not last long, and with George Lawrence, had managed somehow to get himself into top 5, but that's because of Max Verstappen. Let's not forget that Max had obviously had a broken wing. If he had not got that, he would maybe be ahead of Lance Law, but he's only 1.9 seconds. So I can imagine if he didn't have to change his front wing, it will be about 4 seconds ahead of Lance Law. So I think the opportunity for Law to finish top 5, and that be absolutely massive for the team result, but it's also for him, but he surely point consistently not miss any point at all, so that's obviously incredible work for Lance, proving his value as a team member. But obviously Miyata is the best one right now because he is leading. We'll be leading now because Lando Norris has pitted in lap 30. We are now going into lap 31, and now Lando Norris not the P2, he doesn't drop any further down, yet he does drop behind Pierre Gasly, and he does be dropping behind at the end, or not Gasly in second place. So Gasly to be the one but destroyed Miyata lean from monotone win. I don't know, we have to wait to see what will happen and land. Another actually came out P4 with launch low behind. So unfortunately, Snow couldn't get the top on land or not with start. But at the end of the day, you're in top 5, I don't know to play. But the good news is that Lance Norris is stuck behind Timmy Actielli. He will well now to stop tires and maybe slow to find an opportunity to get the overtake done on Lando. And we're under the total now. Actielli a bit chance for the podium, not helping Mercedes out because Charles Leclerc is in unfortunate situation. Shall we stay and in lap 36 during the hairpin we are about to get the opportunity to lap Nico Hulkenberg in the Audi. So this is our third time ever for Miyata and for the team to get an opportunity to lap at all. I think I would say this with pride because we've not been showing we were the fastest cars. The only time we've been doing that is Monaco and Saudi Arabia round playing. This is a massive one where we can show our true pace, and we're showing it right now. That obviously an incredible work for Miyata, and we still got a couple more cars to get, which I believe is Hajar and Paul and Aaron to be the next two cars for Miyata to get the opportunity to lap them, and obviously Jacqueline. If we can lap them quickly and Jacqueline set up behind, that be a fantastic chance for Miyata not to worry too much, but with fast forward just a little bit more behind the total. We just overtaken one of these racing ball, which is Hajar. Far forward again up to the final corner. We now caught up to Paul Allen, about to go into lap 38 and lapping Paul Allen, and we're still in the lead, which is fantastic. But Pierre Jack somehow have found some really good time despite being stuck behind the lap this time. It's quite an interesting one, maybe the tyre advantage, or it's just the fact that Ferrari are quite quick and our Monaco. I think it's quite a similar pace with Britain Motorsport, even though we are in this difficult position based on the fact that Jacqueline will be getting the DR of Albon, and of course, if Albon let him move quickly, Jacqueline can definitely catch up to Miyata, but he might have the tyre advantage. It's on a medium tyre. A medium tyre are quite nice, and now Monaco and now Jacqueline don't do, but at the end, it might be held back by Paul Albon, unfortunately. Yeah, here it is. Timmy Actielli stuck behind Albon. He needed to get moved quickly. Albon needed to move out of him, but he finally done it. And Actielli gone ahead and overtaken Albon. And I think Lando is the next victim to being stuck behind Paul at that start. But and that's one lap to time. Monaco stuck so much. Didn't affect Miyata too much. But we want him to over these sections to be safe. But we also do have already got on the section worry for a see the track limit that will end bad and if we get another one. But we started the final lap for the shorter tour race for Miyata, obviously coming up. The team here last season with some really good special performances. He is showing up with another chance for another podium, but he obviously had it in Saudi Arabia round plan, heading into Imola, had a really suffering nation, but here the Molotov, he got an opportunity to lead them himself off from what happened the last season with the opportunity to finish in top 4. Mr. Albert to the penalty that it is Sean to turn it around and get that victory that he's been dreaming, especially on the Molotov. It would be a fantastic achievement for Miyata gone deep, and he got that penalty. Miyata made a mistake. Miyata, you made a massive mistake. He now got the opportunity to lose. That leads to Jacqueline, who's only 1.5 seconds. We need to increase the gap by more than a half a second, more than 1.5 seconds, but unfortunately I don't think that is the case as the team allowed the final quarter and ready to cut the line to win the Molotov, but that win has been given to Jacqueline, and at the end coming to the line to finish third, but unfortunately Miyata finished second. We can say well done for Miyata to finish the podium that he wanted in the Molotov, but we could have got the win if he had not gone deep.
Sacre bleu! Pierre Gasly has destroyed the opposition. Pierre Gasly wins.
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
It's been a hard afternoon of brilliant racing, but now it's time for some proper celebrations. The podium awaits. And only one can take that top spot. Today, it's Pierre Gasly's.
Shouldn't be though, it should have not been. But Miyata didn't go too deep, he made a mistake with the braking, and I think he must have lost that last second photo and taught himself to lose a win, a win, that it just stuck so much, but well done to Actiello for sure, and rather stand we can see Charles Leclerc obviously lost a lot of points to Matt, but obviously points difference and Matt now we see the gap though, 12 points, but McDavid is still in a good position to try and win the construction, lead the construction than the Actiello. A fantastic performance for the third place. That obviously helped Matt, but nowhere near Actiello. So they got quite a bit point difference here. But of course, Actiello's Charles Leclerc must have scored, I think, P10. So not too shabby out there. But with the ending now, and I'll see you over in Canada, where I'll be driving with Lance Norwood home ramp. And so, don't forget, please like and dislike my video. Do my appreciate it, and peace out.